Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I know I'm really, really late with this review, so oh, sorry. I'm really late with this review, so please forgive me. I was just gonna wait until tomorrow because today's Wednesday and the new episode comes on Thursday. So I was like, I might as well just wait and just put the two, um, the two reviews together. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out, and if you watch, you watch. I mean, if you don't, you don't. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing about nobody watching. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so let's just talk. We want to get to there really wasn't a lot that happened this episode. But I can talk. So there are some things I do want to tap on. I've noticed that each week these episodes get shorter and shorter and shorter. Okay. I think this episode was like 29 minutes and some change. Last week I think it was like 33 minutes and some change. But anyways, so Carrie, baby, baby. So Carrie comes home and she's calling for Aiden. She walks in the kitchen and guess where Aiden is? Baby. Aiden is down in that rat infested garden. Well, it was rat infested. He's down in that garden, girl, talking to Duncan. Baby. So Carrie was hot, hotter than fish grease. Do you hear me? So Carrie, she twirl on down those stairs and she joins in on the conversation and she's trying to put an end to the conversation. Now, you remember Carrie has told Aiden that she not trying to make it personal with Duncan like that, right? Even though we got to hold Carrie, Miss Carrie, baby, we got to hold Miss Carrie Bradshaw accountable too. You may not want it to become very personable, but girl, y'all been swapping saliva. Don't forget we forgot. Don't think we forgot how you was over there drinking out that man's cup, and also how you invited him to the party that she threw for Charlotte. So there have been moments that have definitely crossed a line of getting to know someone, not, wanting to keep it just strictly, professional. Because when you start sipping out of somebody else's glass, girl, how many people literally walk around here sipping out of someone else's glass? That's a very, in a way, like an intimate, like you have to be like your good Judy, like girl, give me some of that drink. You know what I'm saying? Like your good Judy, your family member who you like, your man, your girlfriend, something like that. But just like your next door neighbor, because y'all done sat down and had a couple of exchange a couple of words about a book. You're not drinking after your next door neighbor, unless y'all have already swapped saliva, anyways. Hello. Huh. Um. So, anyways, but she has still, nonetheless, Aiden doesn't know these things, right? Um. She still has basically drawn a boundary for Aiden not to cross. We're not getting to know him on that level. We're not inviting him to dinner. We're not inviting him up. Like we're not doing any of that, right? So Aiden has crossed that boundary. Carrie is pissed, as she should have been. Um, So they're having conversations. They're all at the table downstairs in the backyard, and he's asking her about. No, I'm sorry. He's asking Duncan about a pipe that he's smoking, not a crack pipe. Okay, be clear, girl. Duncan ain't smoking no crack pipe. I'm talking, a pipe, but not a crack pipe. Um, Baby Duncan is fine. But when Duncan was sitting there with his legs crossed, with his mules on, and that blazer, I said, baby Duncan is kind of sexy. Girl, Carrie, Miss Carrie, baby, Carrie, if you don't want him, I slam dunk him tonight. Um. So, anyways, He just basically bring up kids, and he says that he doesn't have any kids, thankfully. And then Aiden says that the best thing he's ever done with his ex-wife was that he has kids. Ask Carrie. You talking about that future MAGA dressed in all black who gonna go into a schoolhouse and the girl let loose with an AK-47? Talking about him, those kids. Anyways, Carrie ends up leaving because she has to go meet Seema. All right, so Seema. Musty Seema. Oh, musty bitch. So musty Seema. Seema is musty, baby. She done let that white man talk her into not wearing no deodorant. Girl, the white man got a fetish. That's how I look at it. He likes armpits. You know, she's over there getting her back banged out by the gardener, the one who did Carrie's garden, right? So she getting banged out, girl getting fucked into a mattress. So she having a time of her life. The only thing is again, he doesn't wear deodorant. Some type of crystal that he wipes underneath his arms. He done convinced this bitch, girl, to stop wearing deodorant and wipe a crystal on her arm. Now she walking around her musty and stank. Girl, we gonna get into it. So Seema has bought a building. She says she went into her savings. You know, I'm confused with Seema's storyline. I know y'all have tried to convince me. Not convince me, but some of you have gotten in the comment section and tried to explain why Seema may be in the situation she's in. You know, well, one, she couldn't get the loan because, you know, she technically didn't have a job. You know what I'm saying? Because you remember she quit, which means you don't have an income. So how are you gonna pay back this loan we're gonna give you? You ain't even got you don't even have an employer. You know what I'm saying? So I understood that part to a certain degree, but anyways, nonetheless, you know, I thought Seema was rich. I don't know. Anyway, Seema has went into her savings account and she has bought a building, or she's renting a building. She has a building for her brokerage, basically, and she already has an assistant. Girl, how you go from girl? Girl, they got Seema storyline all over the place. How you go from girl getting your eyelashes done by some queen girl in the Bronx who girl gave you an eye infection, a sty, and a pink eye. Girl, his nails was dirty and the eyelash was dirty. How you go from getting your eyelashes done from a Groupon to girl being able to get this building and also afford an assistant? Girl, anyways. So he comes in and tells Seema, while Seema and Carrie are having lunch, that the meeting that she's wanted with this one guy, I can't remember the guy, but she had a meeting and that he set it up, but it's for that day in 40 minutes on the Upper East Side, the other side of town, far from where she was at. So Seema has to run out and get to the meeting. She's running around the corner um, to go inside the restaurant, and she sits down. The waiter comes up, and the guy who she's meeting with is sniffing like, you're like, oh, girl, like the waiter has really bad BO. Seema know that it's her funky ass. So then she gets her musty ass up and excuses herself to go to the restroom to put some deodorant on. No. Seema, at this point, deodorant not gonna work, baby. You need to go into that bathroom, wipe your wipe your armpits, girl, with some water. Girl, you're gonna have to just use some of that soap. Girl, you might start itching, but it'll get the job done for the next hour or two. You got to take your musty ass inside that restroom, girl, get some of that hand soap, girl, wipe underneath your armpits, and then apply the deodorant. You applying the deodorant to the must, to the funk. I just don't feel like that's gonna help. Is that gonna help? But I'm not a musty girl. I wash my ass and I wear deodorant. So I'm not a musty boy. You know what I'm saying? So I would just assume that, girl, that's not gonna work. You need to go into, it's kind of like when people apply, girl, perfume or cologne over must and sweat. Girl, that don't help. You still musty. Musty bastard. You know what I'm saying? Oh, stinking ass bitch. Anyways, um, so while before Seema went to the meeting, Carrie tells Carrie tells Seema that Aiden is threatened by Duncan. And basically, girl, you know, it's so crazy. I have to give my cousins this. Some of y'all have said in the comments, and I think it was Julian. Shout out to Julian. I think it was on Twitter also that Aiden is still um he feels a way about when Carrie cheated on him with Big. And I was like, I was like, I don't think it's that. I'm like, okay, but girl, it's that. That's really what it was, girl. I was like, I just was thinking in my head, girl, so much time has passed. But I mean, it just goes to show, girl, people still think about certain things that have happened, even if it was, girl, a decade or two ago. That's why I say for me, I could never be with somebody if they didn't honor me the way that I should be honored, if they didn't honor the commitment that we made, the relationship would have to come to an end. Because I would more than likely be like Aiden too, girl. We're gonna get into Aiden in a little bit. No, I'm not giving Aiden nothing, but I'm just saying I would be like Aiden too. If somebody cheated on me, I would probably more than likely not get over it. So I guess in a way I'm talking. I guess in a way, but I guess for me, because I would just leave the relationship. I would assume. Well, no, that's not true. I'm thinking about it as I talk. No, because it's still gonna be in the back of your head, even if it's 30 years down the line. You're supposed to let it go, but do most people let it go? No. That's why I would have to leave because I know I couldn't let it go. So, anyways, Seema also tells Carrie that. Oh my! I was like, this microphone is too high. Seema also tells Carrie that he was asking her and I forgot the gardener's name. Questions um, the at Charlotte's art exhibit. Anyways, Herbert is stressed out. I thought it was funny when the exchange between him, his son, and Lisa. She basically told him stop complaining about whether he gonna gain weight or not and get some Ozempic. Everybody else is doing it. Miranda and Joy. I thought this was so sweet. So Miranda finally tells Joy that she's an alcoholic, and that she basically threw the bottle of alcohol away. Um, Joy didn't take it, didn't take the news. She didn't get her bag and leave. She basically told her that she may feel horrible sometimes having a drink, and that she has a drink when she feels horrible about herself. It just basically sounds like to me that Joy's basically saying, "I have baggage, you have baggage, we're gonna be okay." That's how I took it. Let me ask a question. First of all, shout out to all the people out there who may be struggling with addiction. Um, would you be able to date someone who was an alcoholic? I know I couldn't because I would feel bad about having alcohol in the house. I would feel bad about drinking around you. Like it would probably it would start to, even though it's your problem, it would start to become my problem and it start to affect me because I would just start to like I would just feel bad if that makes sense. I don't think I know I couldn't do it, and I know I'm not going to stop drinking. Like if I want to have a cocktail, I'm gonna have a cocktail, and I wouldn't want to have to be concerned about should I have a cocktail, should I not have a cocktail? What if I have a cocktail and they smell it on my breath? What if I have a cocktail and then we start to have sex and they can taste it on my tongue? Girl, can I drink while we having sex? You see what I'm saying? Like I would think about stuff like that. So I know I couldn't do it, not because I think it's like just this horrible thing, but it just would be like I don't know how people I don't know how someone could date someone who's an alcoholic. I just know I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. If you told me that you were a recovering drug addict, this is gonna sound so fucking crazy. I could probably deal with that because I don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. Like that would like I could do that. I could deal with that because I could probably deal with that way before I could deal with you telling me that you are a recovering alcoholic because I don't do drugs, so we good to go. But if you told me you were a recovering alcoholic, then I don't know how that would work out because if I want a glass of wine or champagne or just a cocktail, girl, I want me a cocktail. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Would y'all date a recovering alcoholic? But it was a sweet scene. I really did. Miranda basically said that I have a second bedroom for all of our baggage. I thought it was a really really cute scene. It kind of made me want to tear up a little bit. So Carrie is downstairs, right? It's her turn to help Aiden with his book. So she's downstairs, and baby, I mean not Aiden, Duncan with his book, baby. So she's downstairs helping Duncan with his book. Baby, we looked up, bitch. We hear a knock on the door. And Duncan said, "Oh, that's your man." Bitch, I won't carry the fuck Duncan so bad. I do. Girl, she can't fuck him now because then it's really gonna kind of like, I mean, in a way, I guess it would be kind of Aiden is right if she has sex with Duncan or if it's something happens with Duncan, it would kind of prove what Aiden felt was right, right? Anyways, he comes downstairs asking like how long is she gonna be when is she coming upstairs? He's insecure, right? And so she's telling him, I don't know, like it could be all maybe I could be here to 6 o'clock in the morning. Like I owe it to him to help him because he's helped me. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, hey, I have some steaks, girl. Bitch, I got some T-bones. Bitch, I ain't never seen Carrie eat no fucking meat like no T-bone steak. I done see that bitch smoke cigarettes. I see her eat a salad. I done seen her eat a little piece of fish before. And I see her drink. Girl, I think, girl, did she drink? Girl, have a little glass of wine. I ain't never seen that bitch, girl, put her motherfucking teeth on a T-bone steak, and you come downstairs and talk about I can I can grill up some steaks. Who gonna eat it? Okay, Karen don't smoke a cigarette. Anyways, so she's like, no. She was like, I don't know when I'm coming home. Um, I don't like. And basically, girl, don't stop knocking. Don't come down here knocking on this door no more, baby. So she finally makes it upstairs. The steaks are still not cooked, and he's lying in bed, and she crawls in bed, and then she lays on top of him. And she apologizes. I'm sorry, I didn't know how long it was going to be, but I really feel like I owe it to him to help him because he's been really good to me. He's been kind to me, baby. When that motherfucker said, "Bitch," we would have tore that whole house up, girl. That's when this, girl, baby, 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 Aiden talking like he got a big zit. Girl, I said, girl, for Aiden to act the way he act, baby, he must got some meat between his legs. Girl, I'm talking about heavy, 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 heavy. Girl, I'm talking about heavy, heavy, heavy. I'm talking about just a big old scroll, like just. Baby, he told Carrie, he said, get off of me, girl. He said, you smell like smoke. He said, go take a shower. Girl, he did his hands like this. Mind you, she's laying on top of him. So his back, he's laying on his back. She crawls in bed and lays on top of him. You know how you put your leg, anyway, she's laying on top of him. Like half of her body is on top of him. And he's like, get off of me. You smell like smoke. Go take a shower. Girl, he fanned that bitch away. This bitch not only went and took a shower, she washed her hair. Girl, Carol was walking down that hallway, girl, dripping wet. That bitch went, baby, that bitch went in the motherfucking bathroom, washed and conditioned and scrubbed, and then she went into the other bedroom, and so she went into the bedroom. I think she slammed the door, and then he came in like, girl, like, what are you doing? And she was like, just go away. And he was like, you like just come to bed. She was like, no. So you still angry? Yes, close the door. So the next day, she gets up and she's going for a walk. He's in the kitchen cooking, I guess, breakfast. And she says, I'm going for a walk. And he's like, you still mad? She was like, basically, yes, bitch. Yes, nigga. And then he says, well, I'm going for a walk. She was like, no, I'm going for a walk, baby. First of all, y'all tell Carrie Bradshaw that she could have hired me to do that. What Andy Cohen did, Andy was on the show. His name was Daniel. He was a sales associate. The only thing he said was, I forgot what he said. He was like, I'm kind of busy, Carrie, but I'll be right with you. Girl, I could have did that. And y'all could, maybe y'all could have gave me whatever y'all paid Indico. You thought I was about to say they could have paid me half. Hell no. Whatever y'all paid Indico, y'all could have paid me. Help a brother out, Carrie Bradshaw. I'm down here reviewing this show every week. Okay, next time put me as a sales associate. Give me a couple of lines. Okay, I can do it. Okay. Um. So anyway, she's walking around the store, and then she told him that she was basically just looking that day anyways. And then she receives a text message from Aiden telling her to meet him at their favorite spot. And so she goes, and they start to talk, and he basically tells her, I have trust issues with you around other men." And then she says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 you mean have or had?" And then he says, "Does it really matter?" And then she was like, "Yes." And then he was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not a writer like you and Sherlock Holmes." I said, "Oh, girl, she jealous." Got him. girl, girl, she jealous. Now Duncan is Sherlock Holmes. Okay? Baby, did y'all catch that team when he called Duncan Sherlock Holmes? Girl, well, I'm not a writer like you as Sherlock Holmes. I said, "Oh, baby, he jealous. Oh, jealous ass miracle." Anyways, um, and then she says, "How dare you? I've done everything to show you I'm fully committed. I mean, how fully committed I am to you. I have agreed to arrangements that you couldn't even live up to." Girl, and this is the gag, right? This is the gag. This is the gag. This is the get you guys. When I tell you, stop letting these men play in y'all motherfucking faces. When I tell you, Aiden set his ass out like he just did fuck his ex-wife, girl, a couple of days ago. Girl. When I tell that, this is exactly why I'm not in a relationship, because my nerves get too bad. I'm not letting nobody play in my motherfucking face. Girl, we would have tore that house up. Girl, that big dumb paid for, and girl, we would have tore that restaurant up. Girl, it would have been iced tea and ice cubes and glass flying everywhere. Girl, I'm not gonna let you play in my face. The audacity of you to sit in my motherfucking face and tell me that you don't trust me after you just fucked this bitch the other day. Now I know I cheated on you with Big, girl, about 33 years ago. The nigga is dead. Okay? How you think I bought that big ass house that we living in? You bringing us some shit about a dead man. But guess who not dead? Kathy. You know how I know? Because you just told me you fucked her the other day. And you have the audacity to sit your ass in front of my face and talk about how you don't trust me. And because of something that happened 15 years ago. How dare you? And you just had sex with your ex-wife. You got me out here looking stupid in front of my friends. Got me answering questions that I can't even fucking answer. I'm going around here telling my friend, my sisters, that I'm waiting 5 years for you. And bitch, I'm 57 and a half years old. I don't know how old she is. I'm just making up her age. I think her character is 50. You have me, girl, I look like a fool in front of my friends. Your child is dangerous. He threw bricks at me. Okay, well, no bricks, but that's what I would have said. Your child is dangerous. He threw bricks at me. He's disrespectful. He was peeping. He was looking at me through a window. You got too much baggage. You have the nerve to sit here in my face and act like I'm not committed to you and bring up some shit that happened with a man who's dead and you just had sex with your ex-wife. I tell you, baby, these men will play in your face. Girl, these men will play in your face. Girl, I'm over here buying a house considering your children, thinking about making the bedrooms for your children. I'm hopping on board with the whole plan. You want to wait 5 years? Okay. Girl, the code to girl, the I think the code, the access code to the alarm system, I think was Carrie and Aiden's home. Remember she said that at the beginning of the season? I said, bitch, this bitch made the motherfucking security code Carrie and Aiden's home. She says, I was 100% in. And he said, hold up, 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 hold up. He said, was or are? Because now words matter. Now, when Carrie was trying to clock him on his words mattering, it wasn't girl. It was girl. Girl, shut up. Now she's saying, girl, I was in 100%. And then he says, wait. What do you mean was? You mean was or are in? And then she was like, was in. And then he was just like, I thought we were really gonna make it this time. And then she said, I gave you all I've had and it wasn't enough. And there's a family stuff. I'm sorry, but there is. I'm sorry. I'm not, I don't know how this is going to come across, but there's no way in hell I would deal with somebody who had the issues with their family and kids the way that Aiden has issues with his kids and family. Girl, y'all got too much baggage. I am a single rich woman, okay, living my best life in, girl, the biggest city in the country. Girl, I don't have time to be playing these games with you in the country with your crazy ass son and your wife, who now I can't even trust you around your ex-wife. I would rather you go out and fuck some random bitch at a bar before you come back and tell me that you had sex with your ex-wife. Because at that point, you're gonna always be connected to this lady, at least for the next 5 years until all your kids are out of the house. So I couldn't even trust you around Kathy, and I don't trust Kathy around you. And then I want to pop this bitch in the face because this bitch was just smiling in my face the other day. I ought to go whoop up on that hoe. That's what Carrie should have said. I don't trust you, and I ought to go whoop up on that hoe too for smiling in my face. Everybody need their ass whooped if we gonna be honest. Y'all got me down here in the motherfucking country shopping at some Daisies, dresses by Daisies. Got me walking around here looking like some fucking country bumpkin. She walking up smiling and shit with her boyfriend. And I turn around and you having sex with her. Now, did y'all catch this tea? At the end, Carrie goes and meets up with the girls. She had on a cardigan. The people online are saying that's Duncan's cardigan, baby. Girl, when I say baby girl, that's the girl. The people said that was Duncan's cardigan. That gray cardigan. It was a cardigan that Duncan had on. I forgot what scene, but he had a gray cardigan on earlier in the season. They're saying that basically that's his cardigan. Girl. Ugh. Anyways, that's it. That's all. If I forgot something, then we'll just talk about it tomorrow, girl. The new episode comes on tomorrow. All right. Oh, and then Anthony and his boyfriend's baby mama, they got into it. She doesn't want Anthony to date. She doesn't want her son to date Anthony, basically because he's old, and it reminds her of when she dated his father. You know, not Anthony's. What's Anthony's boyfriend's name? Giovanni. Is that his name? He is so cute to me. Oh, girl. When she dated his father, she just remembered the age gap being so big that to the point where she had to basically he was an old man. And she just remembers what she had to go through, like helping him around and all that stuff. So she feels like that's going to be her son's story too. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Again, if we forgot something, girl, we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, I'm gone. Talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.